Hey guys, this is Lumberlark here, and it's been a while, but I'm going to show you basically everything you need to know to start modding your Skyrim game and adding content that you would like to play. So I'm going to start off. I've been getting comments on how to change the load order and whatnot, and the thing is, a lot of the programs have changed. For instance, Nexus Mod Manager. Now, back in the day, you were able to switch the load order accordingly on Nexus Mod Manager, as well as systems like Boss, or I should say programs like Boss and whatnot. But they've changed a lot of things. So if you do have an older version of Nexus Mod Manager, there used to be little arrows in which you can move each one of these mods. So what you're going to want to do is, hypothetically, let's say you do have the older version, all you do is drag and drop. So you would go here and you would put the patch or whatever it is. People were saying about the Dragonborn, the dragon not giving you your powers, and how to change the patch, or excuse me, move the patches in such a way so that it would work. So if you are using Boss or you are using the older version of Nexus Mod Manager, just go ahead, find your patches for your loadout, and just drag and drop them to the top, starting with the unofficial Skyrim patch, the unofficial Dragonborn, or excuse me, Dawnguard would be second, then Dragonborn, then Hearthfire. And that should fix the issue. Just drag and drop or use the arrows for the older edition. Now, with the new Nexus Mod Manager, there isn't any moving. And also for Boss, which I do have on my system, and I'll show you here in a minute, Boss no longer is. It's basically obsolete. So it's it's out of service. Nobody really uses it anymore. There's a new program called Loot, and I will be able to show you all of this stuff in which you can get your patches, your mods, and everything up to par. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is make sure you download Skyrim. I have it on Steam. If you don't, just make sure you have the game so it's in you have a folder for it in your C drive or whatever drive. Then the second thing you're going to want to do is download Nexus Mod Manager. Now, what they have, as you can see, I have the unofficial patches here, the original ones from back in the day. They're no longer needed. These four are no longer needed. The only patch you're going to need is the unofficial Skyrim Legendary Edition patch, in which is right here. This one is required for all the new versions of Skyrim. The older ones, such as these, unless you have an older version of Skyrim, they're not needed anymore. But there is some leeway on that, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But for now, get the unofficial Skyrim Legendary Edition patch. You're going to need it. Now, if you go back to the Nexus Mod Manager, get all the rest of your mods, anything else you're going to need. As you can see on here, the Legendary Edition for the unofficial patch, there's a complimentary unofficial high resolution, which I have, and I did download it. It's good for all the DLC. Make sure you have that one too. If, for instance, there's another res pack that you would want, that's where it comes into play for these other unofficial patches, the original ones from back in the day. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes the res packs aren't compatible. And if you're using a different res pack and you're not using the one that's suggested on the legendary one, the legendary patch, you're not using this one. If you find a different res patch that doesn't work for this, you're going to have to download the older editions of the unofficial patches. And all you would do is just go into browse files, and then just you can go to the patch. Let's see, if you just type in patch here, submit, you'll see all the patches. So these are the older ones, the original ones, and then this is the new legendary one that everybody is using. You can see it's by the same author, so you don't need these anymore if you have this one. So just download that one. I was just giving a demonstration of what you could do, and if you download a different res pack. Now, forward. After you download the mods and everything is compatible, and you made sure you got, you know, your armor, your weapons, etc., everything's in Nexus Mod Manager, you're going to have to now get a program called Loot. And Loot does all the work for you. All you would do, let's see, that's boss. Well, you could just go to Skyrim Loot. Type that in, and it's the first one here, Loot. Download Loot. Once you get Loot here, I can put a link in the description. Once you get Loot, it's going to look like this. Now, there's a bunch of things here and whatnot and all the shenanigans, and I'll get to that here in a minute, because essentially what happens is when you download the mods via Nexus Mod Manager here, and you open up Loot, Loot will scan your system, make sure that you have Skyrim installed, and it will also double check to see if there's any mods installed. Now, since we downloaded all those mods previously, and we opened up Loot, it automatically updated, and now all the mods are here. You can see how it works. Now, this is crucial to have this, because Loot automatically configures your system in such a way that it will essentially put the load order in for you. It will you know, organize everything that you need in order for the game to run properly. There will be a red bar, actually I believe it's right underneath the yellow bar here, and it will tell you if you're missing something or if something doesn't work or anything like that, and that's the issue. For instance, let me give you a demonstration of what it looks like when something goes wrong. So I have this one, the legendary patch. Now let's say I just go ahead and enable this one of the older ones. Okay, now that that's there, if I were to, let's see, exit out of that, we go back into Loot. Here we are. See, it says the plugin is incompatible with unofficial Dragonborn patch. So that's what it's going to look like if there's an issue. And since the legendary patch has everything you need, you're not going to need any of these older ones. So I'm just going to disable that and restart Loot real quick just to show you. So everything's fixed. So yeah, this will go ahead and sort your load order for you. Very efficient, very helpful. Now, the next thing is you have all the mods you want, everything's sorted right, but there's still going to be some cluster within those files. There's going to be some possible copies of different things, because if you're downloading a lot of mods, there's going to be quite a bit within all of those files and folders. So you're going to want to go ahead and do the TES5 edit. Now, the TES5 edit, you're going to have to download separately. This will clean everything and make sure that you're going to go ahead and run it properly, and there won't be any of those little quirks or bugs within the mods that you put in here. So once you download TES5, which all you have to do is go to Skyrim, go to Skyrim Nexus Mods, and you can download TES5 right here. It's the first one. It will automatically download into your Nexus Mod Manager, and it will also place itself in the folder. Whoops, excuse me, it's the wrong one. Let's go back. It'll automatically place it in the folder for your Skyrim game. So I have Skyrim under Steam. Steam Apps, Common, and then Skyrim. So here's everything you're going to need. If you go into the Skyrim folder here, excuse me, that's probably the wrong one. Let me see. Possibly data. Data, yes. TES5 edit is here. Now, what I suggest is after you download that and you have it, run the TES5 edit. It will say, just hit yes, you'll have all those on there. It'll run everything. It'll say process, it'll go in, and all of your mods and everything that you have are right here. It's just making sure that there's no issues, that there's no problems with any of your mods, and you should be all set. So once you run that, it's successful, just exit out. Now that you've cleaned your mods, you can go ahead and do the next step, which in fact is, let me see here, you're going to need the next thing, Skyrim Script Extender. Now, It's easy because you can download it right there on Steam like I have, but you can go on Google, type in Skyrim script extender, and you will find the page in which you can download it manually. If you download it here on Steam, it'll automatically pop up in your Steam right here at the very end. It'll pop up right here. So it's already installed. There's nothing to do. You don't have to run it. Nothing. It's perfectly fine. If, for instance, you have to download it manually, what you would do is download the file, then you would go back in here. Let's go back to the original Skyrim and just paste it in here. Now the script extender essentially is like the bridge. It's going to allow the system, or excuse me, the mods to overwrite some of the scripting needed in order for the mods to run. So you're going to need that no matter what. If you go on the SKSE page and you download it, download the newest version. There's going to be all the versions at the bottom. So download the newest one. If you do it in Steam, it's automatically updated to what you need and you're all set. So, you know, it's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's recap. You get the game, download it wherever, get the Nexus Mod Manager, download all the the one patch or any other things that you need, any texture, res patches or any kind of armor or weapons or whatever you want. Download all of that and put it into Nexus Mod Manager. Once you're done with that, download Loot, which is here. Now, another thing about Loot that you're going to want to do is here at the top, it says Update Master List. Click on that. It'll update anything that needs to be considered a master file and whatnot. I would suggest doing that every time you add mods, as well as this button here. It says Sort Plugins. Click that. It'll sort all the plugins needed for all of your for your master list, essentially. Do that, and your loot is all set. Everything should be good to go. So every time you add mods, click this button, click this button. As long as there's no red bars, you're all set. So essentially, download the game, download all your mods in Nexus Mod Manager, download Loot, run these two buttons, then download Test 5, where I showed you. Run that, make sure everything goes well. You're good to go. And you don't need to run Test 5, I should say, every time, but every once in a while when you download a handful of mods, I would suggest doing Test 5, just to ensure that everything is running smooth. And then when you're done with that, of course, download the script extender. Now you can play the game, but there's a specific way in which you need to play the game now. Now that you're adding all these mods and all the shenanigans, you could essentially play it directly from your Steam store or hit the button, but what I've been doing lately is going back into my folder here, and you see the test5.exe? I've tried making a shortcut and I ran it as admin on my main desktop, and it says it doesn't work. So I'm just running it directly from this folder each time. We'll click on that, and this should pop up. Go ahead and hit play, and I'm going to show you something else. I don't have any other mods installed besides the patches I showed you. I'm going to be doing mods down the road and playing through the game again. So let me show you. Right here at the top left, you know that your script extender is working, as well as your ENB. Now the ENB is a preset in which the way the game will work. Let me show you something else. So we'll quit here. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, to be honest. If you go into the Nexus Mod Manager, go to Files, Browse Files, and you're going to want to download one of these two. Just type in ENB, search. Okay, I'm using Real Vision ENB. There are a ton of ENBs. ENB essentially is the way the world's going to look, mixed with your resolution packs and whatnot, and all those other type of patches that you have. The ENB it's necessary, I'd say, in a way, because essentially, you'll be getting more or less the vanilla look, but at the same time, if you want the vanilla look and you don't want the high-res pack, it doesn't matter. You don't have to download it, but it's very highly recommended to download it. You can always dumb down the graphic settings as well. As I mentioned when I started the game, you saw this little white box and text pop up. It shows you your EMB, and then it's up to date. It also shows you your SKSE and what version you're running. As long as that is all popping up and good to go, everything is all set. Your mods have officially been synced into the game, and everything is running properly. Now, the last thing I'm going to mention about this is essentially when I started playing my first run through, at the top left hand side when I did a new game, it had a red text line that popped up. This red text line said something about a B float point is not equal to 0, and it says that I have an issue with my Skyrim files or something of the sort. There was an error message. Figured out how to fix it. If this pops up for you, it might not, but it did for me. So what we're going to do here is go into Skyrim, go on the main page here, go into the Skyrim folder, and you see skyrimprefs.ini. Double click that. Now what you're going to need to do, since I didn't want to find it, I just did Control F and I did B float find. Now here it is. This is what the error I got was. It said B float point render target equals, and mine said 0. Now the red text says it was not equal to 1. So what I did is I just changed the target value from 0 to 1. I started the game again. I didn't get an error message. It ran perfectly. So just change the 0 to a 1 if you're getting that little red error message. Then go, File, Save As, save it in the same area, and you're all set. The error message should not pop up now. You should be ready to go. So with that being said, you have your loot, you have your Nexus mods, you have the game, you have your SKSE, and you have your Test 5 edit. Like I said before, boss is no longer needed anymore to check any errors or anything like that. It used to be back in the day. I used to run that, but I don't anymore. I do have it still installed, but that's irrelevant. The point is, now you can go ahead and download any mods and you can run them, and you can also check to see if there's any issues with your mods and change them accordingly. So I hope this helped for all the individuals that want to now go ahead and mod their Skyrim and play it as they wish, as well as helping the individuals that have been asking how to switch the files in their loadout. Like I said before, if you do have an older version, it's fairly simple. You just drag and click, or use the little arrow keys in Nexus Mod Manager. If you are using Boss, it's the same thing, just arrow click. It'll also show you what issues you're having, but then again, those are very old versions, and by using this new loot system, it is much easier to do because it does the loadout for you, so you don't have to mess around with anything. Then again, I haven't played, this is going to be a fresh, new, clean run, and I haven't seen any glitches and bugs and whatnot because I probably played for 10 minutes and then stopped. So if anybody's having issues, they found out something's wrong that I didn't mention in this video, please write a comment down below. And then of course, if there's any bugs or glitches or anything wrong with their mods or whatnot, also write it in the comment and I'll take a look into it, because I am going to be doing a full run through of the game, and I'm going to be adding a bunch of mods, changing it all up, seeing what's out there, what's new, because it's been a while since I've played Skyrim, but I've been really itching to do so. So again, hopefully this helped, and yeah, awesome. So Lumberlark is out.